According to mirror.co.uk, the world's first oral sex robot has been or is in its final stages of creation and is set to deliver in May of 2019, or according to their Indiegogo page. They received $218,000 so far, and they still have 10 days left in their Indiegogo funding process. It was backed by 1,600 people so far, and they clearly surpassed their goal of $50,000 easily. From a technological standpoint, what was really, I'd say, somewhat crazy to think about is that this robot watched 100 hours of porn to learn the 10 techniques that come with the robot, tailored towards the user. It was roughly 6 days of porn, and the artificial intelligence has attained a grasp of what to do, and this was based on people's responses on their other products. My first thought was that technology is great because it's always improving. It's always going to make our life seem more convenient, and it simplifies a lot of the parts of our life that we kind of do every day, and maybe we take it a little bit for granted. But for example, you could just look at computers, lights, all these things in our own houses, But I think when technology and pleasure cross paths, that's when we see problems. We can start with pornography. Before internet pornography, we had magazine pornography, I believe, and you had to actually go to a store or actually talk to someone and get one, or find a magazine outside somehow. And then we had internet pornography, which with slow download speeds wasn't completely up to par, and it took a little bit just to get like a picture at times, so it wasn't completely as bizarre as it is today, I'd say, in terms of the effects on our health. And now today you can pop up any website you really want, and a lot of the websites are free, the porn sites, so we've really come a long ways in terms of porn and sexuality, and due to technology. And it's not technology's fault. People are always going to be innovative, human beings are always going to strive for more, and which is fine. That's perfect. We have to strive for more. That's kind of what we're meant to do. We always, we're going to try to work towards something. That's a great thing. That's a great trait to have as a person. But when we get so caught up in it that we have people working on robots that have actual artificial intelligence that are geared towards sexually pleasuring us, I think there's a problem there, because we have each other, human beings, and we don't really need robots to do that. My concern is that I'm worried that people will become dependent on this type of thing, and then from this we'll go even further, 10, 20 years down the road, we're going to have like actual robots or something, you know what I mean, like that people can mess around with, similar to this toy. I mean, that really raises a lot of questions, in terms of birth rates, marriage. I mean, I don't know much about the stats on that, but I'm just saying that if people slowly migrate away from actual human beings and more towards technology like this, for example, then I think we're going to have a major problem. So, and then the last part I want to touch on is, I already feel like to a point, if for most people maybe, I'd say that having our phone with us is somewhat always is a way for us to always be connected to the technological world, which is fine, but we also have to come back to Earth. We also have to come back to Earth and recognize that technology doesn't make our life. It's not going to change the way our nature within us is. It's not going to change that. And I think a lot of us try to get caught up in the internet and technology in general just to avoid these other problems we may have in real life. So I've always kept it in the back of my head that I understand that this type of thing did not surprise me. I understand that it was going to happen, but I'm not going to get caught up in it because I know that I'm fine with nature and life itself. I don't need porn, and I don't need sexual toys to pleasure me. And I have a wife, and I don't need anything more than that, you know what I mean? So I would just recommend to people out there to not even bother trying this type of thing because sure, it might give you pleasure, but that's not what was intended. And I'm not saying you have to follow the path of whatever life is, whatever that path might be, but substituting technology for human beings, I think, is a massive problem. Can be a very massive problem and can potentially turn into an epidemic.